Let's find out if a retired sheet metal worker can imitate a network engineer. I have a networking mess here to straighten out, and 40 years in sheet metal work definitely didn't prepare me for this. I couldn't find anyone to do it for me, so I did the research, bought the gear, and I'm going to DIY my way into a high-speed home network. My motivation isn't just the mess. My current ISP combo unit doesn't reach the whole house. I need a hardwired Ethernet connection in my office for my Mighty Ruttzz video uploads to get the speed I'm actually paying for. While I'm at it, I'm finally taming this closet that's been bugging me since move-in day. To take full advantage of my 1 gig Xfinity plan and even future-proof for 2.5 gig, I'm moving away from the all-in-one box and I'm going with dedicated components. I have an ARRIS S33 DOCSIS 3.1 modem for that multi-gig throughput. I've got a TP-Link Omada ER707 M2 router, my brain for the network. I've got this TP-Link DS108G-M2 switch to give every room in the house a 2.5 gigabyte port. I've got this Archer AXE 7800. This will be my dedicated Wi-Fi 6E access point. Links to all this gear are in the description, and using them supports the channel at no extra cost to you. Since this closet's a tight squeeze, let's walk through the steps. I'm going to clear the deck. I'm going to relocate the security module and add a Velcro mounted power strip for powering all the new bricks. I'm going to label everything. Don't skip this step. I'll label every Ethernet coax pair so I know which room is which. I'm going to install the gear. The coax is going to go to the ARRIS modem. The modem leads to the ER707-M2 router, and the router leads to the 8-port switch. When I'm done, every wall jack in the house will have high-speed data. Here's a pro tip for you guys. I was a little nervous about this plastic cabinet, and I was thinking about replacing it with a metal cabinet. But what I learned in my research is that if you have any Wi-Fi equipment in a metal cabinet, it could degrade the signal. I'm not going to have any Wi-Fi equipment in here, but I'm going to stick with this plastic cabinet just to make sure if I want to change something later, I won't interfere with that signal. The AXE lives here on the cabinet, but only as a wireless access point. My ER707M2 in the closet is our main router, so I've disabled the routing features here. We want one brain running the network, not two devices fighting over IP addresses. Network project starts right here in the spaghetti stage. This structured media enclosure is a total mess of wires. Step 1 was just clearing the deck. I rolled up the coax and Ethernet lines and hung them out of the way so I could actually see the back of the cabinet. To make room for the new high-speed gear, this home alarm system has to go. I'm relocating the module to free up some prime real estate. With the alarm moved and the power strip inside, I'm starting the layout. I've dropped in the ARRIS S33 modem at the bottom to get a feel for where the TP-Link router and switch will best fit. I used the keyhole slots to hang my ER707-M2, then added a Velcro strip anchored with zip ties. In a tight cabinet, you want to make sure nothing shifts or falls. I tucked the unused coax into the ceiling. I won't be needing those. Then I mapped out the mounting screws for the DS108-M2 multi-gig switch to get it securely on the wall. I hit a snag. That internal power strip just wasn't going to work. Between the modem, router, and switch, these bulky power bricks take up way too much physical space inside the panel. I upgraded to this 12-outlet surge protector. The layout is perfect for wide plugs, and moving it outside the cabinet is a win-win. It keeps the gear cooler by removing a major heat source. Everything is powered up, and I've got the AXE95 temporarily linked for Wi-Fi. Since I don't have a laptop, I improvised with my Mac Mini on a service cart to configure the settings and bridge the AXE95. It took this amateur a few hours to dial everything in, but the backbone is finally live. Now, let's clean up these Ethernet runs. Now, I'm not trying to make a formal how-to video here. I'll save that for later. I just want to share my experience as a first-timer tackling these Ethernet connectors. I started by sliding on a rubber boot, then moved into the prep. I chose a 3-piece connector set which includes a spacer, a load bar, and the connector itself. That internal spacer is key. It maintains the proper distance between the twisted pairs and the straightened strands, which is vital for getting those true Cat6 speeds. To be honest, I almost didn't make it to this stage. I originally bought the standard connectors where you have to cut the wires to the perfect length and then thread them in manually. After 2 hours of failing, I was ready to throw in the towel. But at 64, with past carpal tunnel surgery and classic eyesight, I just needed the right tools for the job. I switched to these 3-piece connectors, set up some high-intensity lighting, and threw on a jeweler's magnifier with a secondary LED headlamp. I even used nitrile gloves with grippers to help my hands manage those stubborn little wires. Since my cables were bundled with plenty of slack, I rolled my service cart into the hallway to give myself a proper workbench. Once I could actually see what I was doing, I was able to straighten the strands and slide them through the load bars. I went from being completely defeated to a confident installer. If you're struggling with this, don't give up. Sometimes it's just about changing the gear to match the man. Now comes the moment of truth. Since nothing was labeled in this house when I moved in, I'm using the PoE 300M tester that came with my crimping kit to play detective. I'll start by plugging one end of my fresh connectors into the remote unit. This side stays in the media cabinet, then I head out to the different rooms with the master unit and a jumper cord to see exactly where each line leads. When I plug into the wall jack and see those lights sequence in order, it's a double win. It confirms a perfect termination, and it finally tells me which room I'm looking at. One down, several more to go. I placed the Wi-Fi 6E router in the living room and plugged into the wall jack I just made live. By disabling the router function and using it as an access point, I have seamless Wi-Fi and screaming fast wired speeds in my office. The last thing to do was straighten up all the wiring in the cabinet and notch the door so I could close it without pinching any of the cables that protrude from the cabinet. This was a challenging but very satisfying project. Now I'm future-proofed. When they bring the even faster internet to my neighborhood, I'll be ready. From a rat's nest to a pro-grade 2.5 gig network, if a sheet metal guy can do this, you can too. If this helped you, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to Muddy Ruttzz, and leave a comment. Check the pinned comments for the full blog post with more technical details. And don't forget, on Muddy Ruttzz, the best is yet to come.